Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 5 data handling. So the learning objectives of this chapters are histogram versus bar graph, pie chart, probability, random experiment. So what is histogram? A bar graph representing a frequency distribution for a certain ranges or intervals. What does it mean? Looks like bar graph, but it is not in bar graph because there is no gap lies between the bars. So basically we can say histograph is what a graphical representation. It is a graphical representation of frequency distribution of a continuous variable. Here you can see this variable on x-axis is in continuous one. That continuous variable is divided into the class intervals. Each class interval has one lower limit and one upper limit. So there is one formula for class range. Class range or class size is equals to upper limit minus lower limit. I hope you get an idea about an histogram. Histogram is such an graph which is used to represent such kind of data set which is continuous in nature, right? Next, histogram versus bar graph. Bar graph, we have already discussed about bar graph in previous classes. Bar graph is again a graphical representation of our data where the heights of the bar represent the frequency and the individual bars represent the particular data. In case of bar graph, we have two variations, simple bar graph or we can say double bar graph. If you want to compare two things simultaneously, for that we can use double bar graph, right? If you compare bar graph with histogram, you can see there is no gap lies between the bars, but there is a bar. Why is it so? The gaps are because the bar graph is represented on the basis of the discrete data, right? But here the histogram represented for the continuous data. Pie chart. Pie chart we can say it is the relation between a whole to the part. There's something in a whole and we divide it into different parts. So if you want to show a relation of some part with the whole, in that case we use the pie chart. Pie chart have some other names also, pie graph, circle graph and so on. Because pi is in the shape of circle, so we can say it is a circle graph. Basically this graph is used to show a relation between a part to the whole, right? Next, there is one example given for that. Here we have a different kind of expenses on a rent, grocery, transport, current, school fee and our savings. So this is combinedly the whole thing and we divide it into some sections. This is for the rent section, this is for the saving, this is for the school. So as you can see, the complete angle value is equals to 360 degree. So we will divide this circle into different sectors of different angles based on this amount. So we can equate the total amount is equals to complete angle which is equals to 360 degree. In this way we find the respective angle for each value. Now come to the next topic, that is probability. What is probability? Probability, how likely something is to happen, right? If you throw a dice, what is the probability of getting 3? Getting a 3 is an event. We have to find out how likely something is going to be happen. So there is a probability of getting 4. We have 4 here out of 6 elements, we have 4 only in one time. So the likely outcomes, or we can say the favorable outcomes, is 1. Total number of outcomes are 6. So our probability will be 1 upon 6. Simple probability formula that we have already discussed, favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. For an example, there is one bag. In that bag there are certain amount of red balls and red marbles and some blue marbles. So what is the probability of getting red marbles? So the Favorable outcomes is the total number of red marbles, which is in 7 in number, and the total marbles is red marbles plus blue marbles. So in this way we can find out the probability of red marbles. Probability. This concept has a vast range of applications. I just give you one example in case of biology. Biology is a branch of science where we deal with the living organisms, right? So in biology, probability is used in predicting the outcomes of the genetic process. Like in later classes you studied about chromosomes X, Y, XX. When male and female combined, there is different combinations formed where we use the probability. So the probability ideas here, one of the ideas in a random experiment. As experiment, in that case we know the all possible outcomes, but we can't predict the outcome of a particular trial. We can't predict the exact outcome in advance. That experiment is known as random experiment. For an example, if you throw a die, we know the all possible outcomes. The possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But at that particular time, which number appears on the top, we can't predict it. So that kind of experiment is known as random experiment. Sample space is the set of all possible outcomes. In case of a die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my sample space for the dice. If I talk about sample space in case of coin, so coin has only two face, tail and head. So this is sample space for the coin. Okay, random experiment. Again, let's have a look on random experiment. It has more than one possible outcomes, as I already discussed. In case of coin we have two possible outcomes, head or tail. In case of die, we have 6 possible outcomes. In case of deck of 52 cards, we have different possible outcomes. And the same with the case of a bag consists of different colors of marbles. So it has more than one possible outcomes, and it is impossible or not possible to predict the outcomes in advance. So these kind of experiments are known as random experiments. Let's have a look of a deck of 52 cards. If you look at the 52 cards, you found 22 cards of black color and 26 cards of red colors. So 26 black and 26 red combinedly make your 52 cards. Out of 52 cards, you will find 52 cards are divided into 4 categories, right? This is your diamond category, this is your heart category, this is your club, and this is your spade category. Okay, each category consists of 14 cards. Out of 14, there are 4 face cards. One is jack, another is queen, third one is king, and the fourth one is ace. So in this way, if each category consists of 4 cards out of 14, so we have total 16 cards, right? 4 into 4, we have 16 face cards. It means out of 52, if we have 16 face cards, then the number of non-face cards would be 52 minus 16. That is equals to 36. That's it for today's class. We'll start the exercise in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.